here in top 8.
We mentioned earlier that we are playing, because we're playing top 8 within the first day, there's a lot more fatigue. They've already played 7 rounds, but they're still in the zone, right? They've been playing all day, so they're still in that realm. They've been dueling all day. They're prepared to keep dueling all day, but do you think the fatigue will come up here?
I think it might have, but you know, having the top 8 announcement, it kind of probably breathes a little new life, a little more energy into you. Everyone's excited. All the players kind of gathered around and got to cheer for each other. It was really cool to see. You got a lot of awesome pictures, but Mark is now done with the pictures and moving on to a strong start with Fiendsmith Engraver, discarding that from his hand to add Fiendsmith's track from the deck, and now Fiendsmith's track is going to add a Light Fiend, and then he'll have to discard a card.
Everybody looked like they were still pretty energetic over in that scrum, watching the results being read and then going up on stage. So I'm thinking they're good on the fatigue front.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, yeah, it is the World Championship, right? At the very least, it is one of the most exciting tournaments to play in.
Fabled Lure special summons itself back from the graveyard. Since it was discarded by the track, he's going to link summon Fiendsmith's Requiem.
No, that's fine.
Plays we've seen several times this A. Going to be able to use Requiem here to special summon from the deck. Miss it on that half. There it is, Fiendsmith Engraver.
Yes. In chain, I'll use Magnamon targeting the...
Magnamut on the Engraver in the graveyard here.
Good.
Going to double up in value, get rid of the Engraver, removing the follow-up, putting the body like not on the field, and then getting the additional search during the end phase.
Yes.
All right, so the Requiem is going to be attached to the Engraver. Engraver's going to use the effect to take down that Magnamut.
Now we'll see how he extends from here. We're going to be activating 1/1, discarding that Ash Blossom, opting not to use the Ash Blossom on the Magnamut, probably because you needed monsters in hand for the 1/1.
Thinking a second.
Ash Blossom hits, Snake Eye Ash hits the field, activating its effect, but it seems like Giancarlo has a response.
Right? I'll try...
Effect Veiler.
I like how he phrased it. I'll try Effect Veiler.
Yeah, he hasn't committed his normal summon yet, so it is risky, but of course, there is only one copy of Snake Eye Ash, so it's, you know, there's only so many more things that you can use to follow up here.
Let's take a look at those number of fiends.
It looks like he's going to make a link 2 here, going to make the Fiendsmith sequence using the Engraver as well as the Ash.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Sequence effect. He's going to have to put back the Engraver as well as the Requiem.
Can I see the graveyard?
Going to fusion summon the Fiendsmith Lacrima. Going to target the Engraver in the Banished.
Going to special summon it right back to the field here.
Taking another look back into the extra deck. It's going to go for the Promethean Princess.
Has to consider if he wants to use Lacrima here, depending on how many fiends he requires in his graveyard for the remainder of the play. He's choosing to leave it in the graveyard.
Makes sense.
Oh, that also makes a lot more sense, right? You didn't want to put back the sequence when you needed it for something like this, because you're probably going to send it with the effect of Ash. Yep, that's what you're going to do. Maintain the amount of bodies on the field. Playing through those 2 interruptions really well here.
Let's see where he goes next.
Running some numbers in his head and on his hands.
Doing some quick calculus.
This is not the linear equation cannon matchup, though.
That's fine.
Looks like we're trying to get some more Snake Eyes in rotation here. We have not gotten access to Poplar just yet, so we're going to be able to now use the effect of Oak, sending itself as well as the Promethean Princess. Keeps missing on that first half.
Other half.
I'm going to get the Flame Bridge here. surprised we never got access to Poplar at any point here. You getting access to original would have gotten you to a similar point, so maybe something a bit indicative of Mark's hand here.
Ooh, and we've got our first update from the top 8. Ruben has won game number 1.
Ooh, off to a strong start there. Let's see how much of Team NA can make it into top 4.
Checking through that graveyard again. Don't want to make a mistake here.
Yep, and now we're going to be activating his own copy of Magnamut.
I like it.
Likely targeting his opponent's Magnamut.
B-Seals have been all over the place here this weekend. Very strong cards. Limited to 1 this weekend.
Except for Serenir.
Except for Saranir.
That's okay. We don't need him.
So there is, what do we got here? 2 level 6s. We got Flamber's Dragon. We got Snake Eye Ash. 6s are a little bit mismatched. They're not 2 fiends, so Wave King Caesar is out. You can still see Beatrice if a rank 6 is in the cards.
It looks like that's what we're going to do. This is likely going to send the Poplar, right?
Mark's looking at the judges. He might be getting a slow play warning, potentially, if I had to guess blind. Yeah, but you hear him respond about asking about the penalties. He has been taking a little long on his plays here, but want to keep up that pace of play. Now he's going to use the effect of Beatrice to detach material to send a card from the deck to the graveyard.
Oh, I saw Poplar there. He goes and checks the other hand.
Yeah.
And it's original Simple Spoil Snake Eye. Okay, I see.
That does make sense. You get to get Poplar without having to commit the Flamber's Dragon's effect.
Going to put the Snake Eye Oak to the bottom, add Snake Eye's Poplar. That'll special summon from the hand since it was added by anything but drawing.
I'm going to add the Divine Temple here. Really late into the combo to be able to add Temple now.
Yeah, you did have to go about it in a very roundabout fashion thanks to those interruptions.
Yes.
I wonder if there's any indication that you're able to summon Beatrice at this point. Do you think there's even a copy of Nibiru in your opponent's hand?
Probably not.
So some freedom as to what you want to end on here. Maybe you get a little greedy, try to end on as many interruptions as possible out of lack of fear.
Do we know if they've played each other in
1
Swiss?
card in hand, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No.
Because if they had played each other, then they might know.
Can I see your graveyard? Yeah, yeah.
But now he's going to use 3 monsters to summon Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess.
Respecting the Nibiru still, we have not activated that Flame Bridge yet. Also potentially respecting a combination with Nibiru. Yeah, no, we're just going to be passing like this.
Your Magna first, that's fine. Magnamut.
Giancarlo going to add for the B-Seal Magnamut that he summoned earlier in this turn. He's going to grab B-Seal Duroswarm as well.
I believe Mark's Jerusalem is going to be a lot more impactful in this matchup.
I think that's a reasonable prediction.
At the very least, it doesn't have to deal with the Appaloosa.
So both players
end phase?
finish randomizing, and now we're still in the end phase.
Effect, I'll try to get the
This-
engraver in the graveyard.
This makes a lot of sense. Using it in the end phase to try to get an additional
60.
use of the Appaloosa.
Can I write down a Palusa's attack?
I'll draw for turn.
Perfect 6 card.
Oh no.
Jerusalem's effect on in the draw phase. I'm sorry. Jerusalem's effect on the engraver.
Trying again with the Jerusalem, trying to get another markdown from that Appaloosa. All right, only 800 attack left on that Appaloosa.
Only going to be able to negate one more monster effect.
Standby phase, main phase.
Ooh, opening of the Spirit Gates. That's a powerful card here for you, Bell.
It's nice seeing that Ash Blossom on the field instead. Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
Spoke too soon.
Fine.
Fine.
Strong hand from Mark. We see why he is in first place after Swiss here at the World Championship.
Oh, that's a tough one. All right, so Spirit Gates is negated. What's up next?
Great check.
Track's a good one.
Response.
Going to be really easily answered maybe by the effect of Appaloosa, but you might want to conserve it for something along the lines of Requiem.
Discard spirit.
Oh, discarding Spirit. Now it's open for the opening.
Ah, very nice.
So he gets a little bit of double advantage here.
Kick him for 1 second.
I don't know. This might be a good time to use the Flamebridge to put up the IP and just banish the opening of the Spirit Gate so he doesn't get to freely discard the Lurie as well.
Doesn't look like he is going to make that move. But it does sound pretty reasonable to me now that I hear it. Because here comes the opening Spirit Gate. It's going to discard Fabled Lurie, so it will special summon itself back.
Oh, but he does have the Druid Worm in his hand. We have to remember he's going to be using... Well, he doesn't have to use it now, but...
Okay.
But it seems he is going to use it here on the target, not the...
So new chain, channeling back mandatory, channeling to spirit.
So yeah, it seems like a good time to go Appaloosa Chain Druid Worm.
One.
No, this is one because it's mandatory. Channeling to.
Mandatory effects go on the
Mainly
chain
3?
first.
Yeah,
Yeah, so what happened before is he tried to use the Druid's Form as a quick effect before there was a monster on the field,
True.
and they very quickly rewound that.
Yep. I mean, this is still incredibly impactful. We know there's a Druid Worm and another card in
No,
Giancarlo's hand.
Something on best?
Yeah, thank you.
Now it seems like he's thinking about pushing forward the IP.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, not going to do it yet.
I'd like to proceed to end phase. Yeah, go ahead.
Just going to end phase here from Giancarlo. Tough luck for him.
Now that Appaloosa is completely drained, 0 attack now, and Mark was able to get through this entire turn without even bringing the IP back to the front.
Yeah, not taking the bait here either. When the turn was passed, he opted not to use the Flamebridge effect here.
I think that's smart.
No,
if your
well-
opponent wants to end their turn and let you do whatever you want, you let them.
Yep, though in the end phase, he's going to use the effect of the Flamebridge to summon back the Epic Masquerena.
Yes.
Mark is going to draw for turn.
Nothing on draw phase. Standby. I'll use Prism on your engraver.
I think this one has to be allowed.
Yes.
Finally, the Druid Worm hits the field. And get a free Ash Blossom here, because why not?
It is a tuner.
No, you're good.
Thank you.
I imagine... Well, the Flamebridge is going to have to put back one of these
It's
in the
Spanish.
Spell Trap
I don't know
zone.
if you understand. He needs a translation for the spirit.
To be honest, I don't think we've actually seen a single synchro summon, but many
Yeah, if
synchro
it's
summons have been
destroyed.
implied in some of the matches we watched today.
When it's destroyed, yes.
Just want to double check. Okay, thank you.
And the Druid's Farm also will cause some problems when it's sent to the graveyard.
Got it.
Well, yeah, that's why I would imagine, yes, he's going to link away with the Druid Worm into the Goddess. Yeah, it's going to be able to send the Spirit with the effect of Druid Worm, and now all you have to do is push back the other Druid Worm with your Flamebridge.
Yeah, you're good. That's fine.
Just got to be careful not to go over the limit.
You're good.
Find that target first one.
There you go. How many summons was that?
I think it's 3.
I'm sorry?
Oh no, 4. It's 4 because it's the Ash,
It was Ash.
Moon, Requiem, Engraver.
Yeah. So I have to be careful from here.
Go ahead.
Making SP with the Engraver as well as the IP Masquerena. No effective SP Little Knight because, I mean, I imagine you want
good.
to be able to attack directly this turn. That is a good amount of damage, but not quite enough.
Gonna link away Appaloosa Engraver for sequence.
No, I'm thinking on the summon. Can I see your Gabriel? Yep.
Looks like Giancarlo is considering using his Nibiru now. But SP Little Knight would be there to counter and get rid of his sequence at the least, so they can come back on the following turn and then allow the Flamebird to go.
Neb.
He's got it. He's gonna do it here.
Doesn't seem like it's going to be enough, but you got to do what you got to do.
Engraver sequence. SP as well.
I have a feeling he's still going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, there's still plenty of follow-up in the graveyard here. It's just about how far he can climb. No summons have been committed from
Flamebird's
him.
Dragon, right?
Yeah, you get the...
Target.
Flamebird's Dragon getting Nibiru feels pretty good usually.
And? Yeah, you're good.
Yep, using the Little Knight to banish itself as well as the sequence. Nibiru is going to resolve, tribute the Flamebird's Dragon,
Here in defense position.
get a defense position token,
3025, yeah.
and the Flamebird's Dragon is going to be able to special summon from the graveyard. I believe it's there are in fact plenty of targets here. He did put back the Oak with the effect of original, so not going to get maximum value here, but you can.
He still has
get
his
that
normal summon, right? So
yeah, he definitely has his normal summon.
I mean, Ash Poplar ain't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snake Eye Ash is going to add a level 1 fire.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
than
of
likely
course.
going to be
Just
Snake
do it
Eye
now,
Oak.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Heads back over to the extra deck there.
I mean, He's going to make Nightmare Phoenix now with the Poplar as well as the token.
Yeah, it's very good. It's fine. The Chainlink 2, the Poplar.
Yep,
Go
Poplar is
ahead.
going to be able to put the Snake Idea Bellstar back. That's another free body here. Giancarlo not conceding just yet. He wants to see it happen.
Yes.
Placing the Flamebirds to the spell and trap card zone. Snake Eye's the Bellstar summons itself to the field.
And then there's a Raging Phoenix.
This is the first Zealantis that we've seen.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Then now we have to summon the fire at least to summon back. So we got a normal summon this
Here's
Oak.
the Oak, yep.
I'm sorry. Can I?
Yeah,
I
he
would
sees
Yeah,
the
that's
writing on
enough.
the wall. Going to concede. Mark can use the World Sea Dragons Atlantis. Banish all the monsters 24.
Can Mark
Seattle,
close it
Washington.
out right here?
I can imagine he'd really like to.
We'll try
Oh, well, that's a
to-
good way to start.
Will Charming Furillia, very
That's
good
a-
against Yubel. You see
the
Giancarlo's
gas there, yeah.
physical reaction to that.
It's the one thing he didn't want to see here.
I mean, looking at his hand, it might be not that bad of a scenario.
No, main phase. Good.
Going to the main phase. Is he going to give him one card here?
Nightmare Throne, that's a great one.
That is a fantastic card.
He's going to be able to destroy Yubel from the deck or add one to his hand.
A lot of things to consider here. Not only just how you want to play out this turn, but how to play out this turn while also minimizing the amount of cards given. Looks like we're just going to be putting up a Yubel on the field here.
Oh, good.
Going to be using those that immediately fusion summon.
Two.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. There was the-
Now we're activating the effect of Fiendsmith Engraver.
Good to put up that protection first.
Attract to hand. Good. Nothing on rest. Add to attract.
fact, looking for that Lurie, almost certainly.
So many players here only picking up portions of their deck. I'm one of the players who always, pick up the whole thing.
I mean, this is what happens when you double sleeve. It's a lot bigger of a
Yes,
stack.
that is true. Small hands must be
Good.
Phantom Yubel protecting Giancarlo here from some monster effects. Fabled Lurie going to discard itself, special summon itself back from the graveyard after being discarded.
Something on rest. Requiem effect.
Going through the motions here of the Fiendsmith combo, resolving this far.
Summon Engraver. Good. Graver's effect. Shuffle Lurie for dust.
Engraver in the graveyard, able to summon itself back by putting the Lurie back in the deck. Still not giving a card to Mark from the effect of Perulia.
Go into sequence.
Going to be link summoning sequence using both those engravers.
You good? Good. Oh. Sequence effect. Summon
Sequence
Lacrima.
also is allowed to resolve. Mark not doing much of anything else here. Summoning Lacrima by putting back one of the engravers as well as the Requiem.
Lacrima effect target Engraver.
Engraver summoned back by the effect of Lacrima.
Does Mark have anything here? Doesn't look like it. Look like he's content with letting Giancarlo continue his plays. He's going to use Fiendsmith's Tract effect to banish from the graveyard
I'll
to allow him to
show you
fusion
first.
summon. Yep. Fiendsmith's Desiree. It's going to take Fiendsmith Engraver plus 2 Light Fiends.
I think this is again one of those situations where you probably don't want to use Lacrima. I think, yeah, all of those cards are valuable.
That's going to keep Lacrima from being targeted by card effects here. Also open up the ability to use it to negate 2 cards that are face-up on the field.
2 powerful interruptions without having to give Mark a single card here. I'm wondering if he's going to opt to just keep it this way or if he's going to commit any more.
It's entirely possible that he's not capable of giving him any cards. That's got to be for the best. Like, if the hand that you open is everything that lets me put up interruptions without summoning from my hand, plus ways to stop you, life seems pretty good.
Yeah, 3 powerful interruptions in his hand that we can see. Mark gets the last turn, only having discarded a card.
Okay.
And he got to replace
on
that, I
top.
believe, from at least one
Nothing on
card,
top,
right?
right?
No, 0 draws.
Oh, he didn't do any? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Only 5 cards in hand.
0 draws.
Activating Engraver, that's a good way to start.
Ash Engraver's effect.
Ashing the Engraver
Ooh,
effect. Still
okay.
putting in Engrave, but limiting the amount of Fiends available. There's a Wanted as well.
Yeah, you're good.
That
Wanted
will
is gonna
resolve.
Yep.
Adds the Diabell start to the hand.
So Engraver, Wanted. Pretty good start here.
The Diabell Star was added to the hand.
Yeah, so yes.
Mark here looking to activate Forbidden Droplet.
Oh!
That's a card we have not seen a lot of this weekend.
Doesn't target,
I
can't be chained to by
Both of them.
monsters.
So it's going to cut off Desiree and Phantom View Bell all at one time.
While also providing the material required for the original.
You're good.
Tell you, I love Forbidden Droplet here.
Yeah, and not only is he going to get the original search, gets to put back the Diabell Star, the Wanted's in the graveyard to also net that extra draw, so he's getting maximum value.
It's like he didn't even play a card.
It's a matter of, what are those other cards in hand? Ash Blossom's already been used here. Is he going to be able to force through his Snake Eye Ash?
Cut. Yeah.
Do you think he normally summons Snake Eye Ash first or he gets the draw first?
Kind of want the draw, to be honest, but
I think he just doesn't want to draw the Flame Bridge, so
yeah.
he's going to force out the Veiler here. Now it's going to immediately be met with the draw from Wanted, putting the original back to the bottom of the deck.
still only on 2 cards here. That effect failure might have been enough here from Giancarlo.
Yeah, he needs to put another body on the field so he can at least get access to more light fiends.
Ooh,
He's gonna
he
set a
doesn't
card
have
face
it.
down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Forbidden Droplet,
Droplet
not doing much. He could have gone to battle and took out the Phantom of Yubel, but chooses not to.
Main piece.
Not that I think it would have made much of an impact in this game and how it would play out.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a concession.
His next move is to concede of the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship.
No, Summer.
Is that right? There's a Perulia.
And now Giancarlo is the one with Mulcharmi Perillia.
And then there's a normal summon of Poplar.
Immediately has to summon it. But if that's all he has to summon, then it's not so bad. The opponent just got 1 card deeper into the deck sooner than they would have normally.
Poplar adds original Sinful Spoils to the hand.
Did he add original Sinful Spell? Is that what we saw?
Yep.
Okay, so there might be a Divine Temple out here somewhere. Going to be able to use the effect of Poplar in the graveyard and then immediately be sent with the original. Likely summoning Snake Eyes Oak. Snake Eyes Oak hits the field. Going to be able to target that Poplar, summon it back onto the field. Oh, we're going to be link summoning into Moon in the Closed Heaven using the Poplar and the Anima.
Yes.
Link it away into the Requiem. The Requiem is likely going to be immediately using its effect. Yep,
Yes.
going to be summoning that Fiendsmith Engraver from the deck.
Very good.
Requiem's effect will be targeting the Engraver, so now Snake Eyes Oak has something to send.
And he is going to use that Snake Eye Oak effect.
Flamebridge has hit the field now. Will it leave the field this turn? We don't really know.
It's got a little bit more insulation against some of Giancarlo's possible responses.
We're going to be linking into Sequentia, or sorry, Sequence, with those two.
Yeah.
Oak and Poplar. And now Giancarlo's going to take a look. No, nothing yet.
That would have been a really devastating spot to be hit with Nibiru the Primal Being.
Yeah, after you've used your Flambear's Dragon.
Mark's hand not as strong as it has been in the past, but we are able to continue the play here.
Add to hand.
Lacrima adds the Engraver to the hand. Engraver likely going to be able to use its effect next.
We've not used the Graveyard effect of Engraver yet.
I don't believe so.
We have not. Grab the Tract, activating Tract, going to grab the Lurie, discard the Lurie.
I'm sorry? Lurie. Yeah.
All the monsters filling up the field here for Mark's turn 1.
Thank you, bro. Can I see your graveyard real quick?
Checking here.
You
Mark
know,
has a
use Engraver's effect. Right? Yeah.
Mark has to consider his options here.
Very least you got to make him think that you have it.
All right, immediately going to go into that Appaloosa Boa, the goddess here.
Thinking about the materials he wants to use. Oh,
We're going to be using
All
4.
4!
The last time I saw this happen, an Appaloosa got Ghost Ogre because they didn't use IP first
Yeah.
to protect it. Hopefully that doesn't come back here. But Ghost Ogre doesn't seem to be like too popular of a card here this weekend.
Yeah, really trying to focus on not giving Giancarlo any more cards off the Perulia here. Trying to find a middle ground. Now has 2 level 6 monsters.
They're also fiends. So
What are the-
multiple options here.
What are the chances that card's in his extra deck? Okay, looks like we're just going to go into Beatrice here. That would have been quite surprised to see a Caesar.
Yes.
It's always tempting. Caesar ends up being like the last card I cut out of a lot of my decks that use the Fiendsmiths.
All right, we missed off the first half one more time. Oh, and there's the Angel Blue
Oh,
Tears.
no.
This could be rough here for Giancarlo. Angel of Blue Tears, if he inflicts effect damage, is going to let him set a trap from the deck.
And I imagine we know what that's going to be. We've seen it quite a few times this tournament.
Oh, it's Dimensional
Dimensional
Barrier.
Barrier, all right.
I guess maybe calling Fusion so you can stop Phantom Yubel.
Fusion's pretty good.
It's also not something that he's likely to be using himself. It's interesting because normally we see different dimension ground off of this.
I mean, Fusion is extremely strong because it cuts off Phantom Yubel as well as Sequence.
I do like it if you are using the Angel Blue Tears that you do have Dimensional Barrier because you're going to want that against Tenpai Dragon. But we're going to have to see how well Dimensional Barrier lines up against the Yubel strategy here from Giancarlo Valdez.
I mean, it is paired with an Appaloosa here, and if the Beatrice sticks on the field, well, I mean, he doesn't have to stick on the field. He can just set himself up with some extra tools in the graveyard. There is also an original in the graveyard, so a lot of follow-up available for Mark, assuming he gets to another turn.
So both players did a very good job in playing around Molchermi Perulia.
So this receiver is gone now. Okay. Yeah. Go for turn. Nothing in the draw phase.
All right, Beatrice is going to activate in the draw phase to send a card. What is the second one he's in? Does he have something like Black Goat Laughs? Or
Black
It
Goat
is
Laughs.
Black Goat
It is
Yeah.
Black Goat Laughs.
That's
In the graveyard,
the
I cannot
best option you
activate
could
the
have
effect,
here.
right?
I wonder what's so funny.
Okay, on the field.
it's just really funny to that Black Goat Laughs. I love the art on it. It's really cool. With, like, the mask.
Thank you.
It's Aliber's Max, yeah?
I think so. It looks like it at least. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Villains always get the last laugh. Otherwise, he wouldn't have sequels.
Very true. And now Black Goat Laughs will let him banish from the graveyard to stop a monster from activating, a declared monster name from activating the effect for the turn.
That is a lot of different versions of Appaloosa.
Yeah. And Barrier calling Fusion. No Phantom Yubel from the hand here.
That was draw phase, right? Yeah.
Still in the draw phase.
Same phase.
What does Giancarlo have?
I mean, still has quite a hefty hand here. Looks like a lot of powerful cards.
3,200 attack points on that Appaloosa. And the Black Goat Laughs is still waiting in the graveyard.
Use Nightmare Throne.
Nightmare Throne's a good one.
Nice start. Nice start.
Pretty easily answered by Appaloosa one way or another, but instead we're just going to use the Cosmic Cyclone.
Every answer, every way. Giancarlo's turn, he's met by something from Mark. You know, he did come in first after Swiss for a reason. Giancarlo still has a handful of cards, though.
While he's thinking about it, I have an update. The next member of the top 4 is Jose.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
2 North Americans in top 4 so far.
Mark is the third one trying to make it into top 4. We could have 3 players from NA in the top 4.
Going to be using the effect of Fiendsmith Engraver here. You have 4
Sure.
Appaloosa uses. Are you going to try to use one of them?
Nope.
Doesn't want to play into the Triple Tactics talents just yet.
Just picking up your deck and section thing is killing me. It's always on the bottom.
When you're looking for one of
It's like you're trying to save time, but then you're just costing yourself more time in the process. But
Track.
Fiendsmith's track is coming down. Oh, he knows the luri's in the bottom part, so he just keeps them
As
separate.
Louis.
There we go.
That
There
kills
you go.
him.
That's thinking on your feet.
There you go. He made up for the first part. Not gonna lie, you had me in the first half.
We're allowing the Lurie to hit the field. I think this still makes sense. You want to at least get the hard ones return effects out of the way, so wait until the Requiem is used. Going into the Requiem now.
I feel like you're just letting him get so many more like materials and light fiends in the graveyard.
I think he's just trying to look for a moment where he's not going to get absolutely punished by...
Talents.
Yeah, so he's going to let all this go through.
Good.
But that's the weird part. Now you have to stop this.
Effect to equip.
Yeah, so now you're letting all this happen. Do you have an answer to Engraver's effect besides
First
using the
use
Appaloosa?
Engraver, So I get the apple. So I get this.
Using the Imperm.
Wow, just
Infinite
absolutely
impermanence.
playing around Triple Tactics talent.
You're not giving him the chance. I mean, it would be devastating. Taking a 4 material Appaloosa is devastating.
Yeah.
And it
But I mean,
keeps Appaloosa at 32 instead of 24. So we can't crash into it either.
I'll think for 1 second.
This is probably the most important turn of his Yu-Gi-Oh career. He deserves a moment to think.
Trust. Okay. Good.
So he's going to bring back Engraver by shuffling back Fabled Lure into the deck.
Yeah, he also knows that because you're under Dimensional Barrier, there are no fusion options here. You're not worried about the track. You're not worried about sequence.
I'm also on Lotus.
All right, this might demand an answer.
Okay. Lotus. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like now you will have to use the
Have to
Appaloosa,
yeah.
and if they have tactics, they have tactics. And otherwise, they're likely just going to be crashing the Engraver and hitting you for, well, nothing else.
Nothing, because the Beatrice still sitting there.
Sitting pretty.
What's your
You-
Appaloosa?
Yeah, you have to use it at some point, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Now, does he have it is the question.
I don't think he does.
And the Black Goat Laughs hasn't been used either.
2 cards in hand?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you get the turn back here,
No
you
effect
just
on
have
field,
to...
right? For the, if you use the Black Goat? Or, yeah.
You got to make it count.
I mean, Mark is only down 2 this Appaloosa, pretty much, and 2 cards in hand outside of that.
His normal summon is used. He does have the ability to extend.
I do understand playing around Triple Tactics Talent, but I also don't think I make a 3200 attack Appaloosa planning on playing around Triple Tactics Talent. I feel like that's just a little contradictory.
Yeah, I just don't think... He would have only been able to save 1 body, right? And he wouldn't know what to do with it.
He has no light fiends in the graveyard. Oh, I guess, yeah, the Requiem wouldn't be able to equip. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say.
Going for the Wave King High Caesar.
Going to be summoning out that Grave Squirmer because he controls a Fiend.
Proceed to the battle phase.
Okay.
In main phase.
Oh!
He's just going to Caesar, right?
But it's just going to get
You're
Appoed.
yeah, you're going to
yeah,
negate it
he
with
has the
Appaloosa.
Appaloosa, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, that
I
resolves.
did not see that one coming.
Your normal summon, Lotus. Can I just calculate the stats real quick?
Yes, of course.
So,
It was 28 plus
this was-
25
Yeah, this is you.
0, your
plus 0.
is 53.
Oh, man. What a huge Nibiru here from Mark.
There's nothing in the graveyard to even summon a Squirmer either, right?
46.
Oh, you can summon the Samsarity Lotus. I think. Is it a Yubel or a Fiend monster with 0/0?
I'd have to recheck. I feel like it's a monster with 0/0, but it's tough. We can use the Spirit Gates, opening the
43
Spirit
defense,
Gates.
how much attack?
53 as well. 53 attack, 43.
46 defense. 28 and 18.
Oh, I was counting the attack.
Special summon, you
46
can
defense,
banish this card
and
from your
for the attack,
graveyard.
yeah.
Special summon 1 Fiend monster with 0 attack or defense
Yep.
from your hand or graveyard.
That's what I thought.
I don't think putting the Lotus on the field is super relevant. I mean, it might be. It gives you another body right now. You can potentially make a Link 2 and start doing some more
Defense
plays.
position? Right. Yeah. Can I see your graveyard?
And depending on what these last cards are, it's hard to it's really hard to tell who's in the driver's seat right now. Obviously, that token is gigantic, but it is in the same column that you need to eat it with relinquished anima. But anima's been used, has it not?
Right.
You
I
used
believe it
already.
has, but Mark still has Engraver in the graveyard, and that's really all it takes. Yep, going to be using the Squirmer to summon back that Samsarity Lotus.
I mean, he can. There's still a lot of link climbing that Giancarlo can do here.
It's a little awkward because a lot of the monsters in the extra deck require 2 effect monsters, and the Nibiru
like
token
this
is a
one.
non-effect.
Yeah, but he has Nightmare Pain with Samsarity Lotus.
So he's going to be able to destroy a dark monster in his hand or his field.
Yep, destroys the Lotus.
What's he going to grab? Spirit of Yubel?
Has to be Spirit of Yubel, I think. Yep.
Which we won't be able to summon until his opponent's turn.
He's only facing down that one card in hand from Mark.
But there's the original Sinful Spoils in the graveyard, as well as the Engraver in the graveyard.
Plenty of follow-up.
And not to mention the Black Goat Laughs to potentially block out the Spirit of Yubel by negating its effect, correct?
So if you can get to Desiree as well, and the spirit comes down, you can negate it and the Nightmare Pain at the same time.
All right, end phase here for Giancarlo. Plays back to Mark.
We did when he sent the Black Goat. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I'm good to go?
Yes.
Yep, drawing for turn here.
Draw phase, anything?
Yeah.
Anything in draw phase?
Nothing. That's good.
This is Mark's moment.
Yeah, likely going to be starting with that Engraver, get rid of the token. Oh, it looks like we might be actually normal summoning here.
Normal summon Poplar.
Normal summoning another copy of Poplar,
Can I see your graveyard?
just like how we started with the last turn. Surprising, considering you had access to original.
I'll Baylor it.
Okay.
Just going to use the Veiler here, checking
Effect
to...
Veiler.
Is there a Snake Eye Diabell Star in the graveyard? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, you're good.
This is another position where Mark now knows every card. It's just a Spirit of Yubel in his hand.
It looks like he's checking for the Anima there.
Yeah, as well as the Requiem. You definitely want to get access to that in the graveyard here.
Yep, so links into Requiem, tributes out the Requiem, summons out a different copy of Fiendsmith Engraver.
Yeah.
Now he's going to use Engraver's effect to send.
The token is gone. The way is clear for now, but Spirit of Yubel lurks in Giancarlo's hand.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but does the Black Goat Laughs completely negate the effects of Spirit of Yubel? So once it's on the field, if you attack into it, it's just a 0 attack monster?
So you can't activate the effects of it on
okay.
field. But if he drops it and you Desiree both cards, then you can negate everything.
Very good.
Looks like sequence effect is going to be activated. He did just put back Lacrima.
Going to be putting back that additional Engraver as well as that Requiem that was summoned this turn. Summoning back that Lacrima. Lacrima is going to be able to resummon likely that Engraver in the graveyard. Yep.
Well, I've got some good news for you, Billy. At table number 3, Yuto has won game 2 and the match 2-0.
Let's go, Yuto, Yuto, Yuto. Fire Kings have made it to the top 4 of the World Championship. Pumped for that one. So that means this is our last match
Yeah.
to see who will be in top 4. It could be 3 players from NA and 1 player from Japan.
Going to be able to use the Princess here. Going for the Snake Eyes Flameverge. I believe they're still tracked in the graveyard.
Yes, he hasn't used the fusion summon effect there yet. Needs 1 more Fiend, I think.
Just 1 more body here. Going to be a little awkward. He's going to have to start linking away. Oh, actually, has he used Nightmare Phoenix yet? No?
No.
I mean, that's a good way to just get rid of the Nightmare Pain.
Wants to be careful here.
Don't want to take too long with this play.
He already got a slow play in game 1, if memory serves, so you don't want to hit another one.
Yeah, you decide.
Okay, Flameverge effect is going to put the Samsara Lotus back in the Spell and Trap zone. Limiting follow-up here. Okay, we're going to make a Link 4 here.
Raging Phoenix.
Going to be able to trigger the Flameverge as well.
Lambridge.
Summon back Poplar as well as the Snake Eye Oak. The Oak is going to be able to trigger as well if there is a target in the graveyard. Should be another Poplar. Oh, no, it's still on the field as a Spell and Trap. So now you're going to be able to use Oak to send both of those to potentially summon Snake Eye Ash or maybe Snake Eye Diabell Star. Yep, there is Snake Eyes Diabell Star.
Now, Snake Eyes Diabell Star is a good thing to have here. Even if you can negate all of the stuff that Spirit of Yubel does when it's summoned, it still can't be destroyed by battle,
700.
and it's still,
61.
you don't take any battle damage involving it. But you could push it backwards.
Looks like we're just swinging in here. Let's see when he chooses to use Spirit of Yubel.
I'll take it.
Oh, he's going to take the 18 as
43.
well.
I mean, Mark has Promethean Princess in the graveyard, right?
Mm-hmm. Certainly does. But I mean, destroying a Spirit of Yubel.
Yeah, it might not be the greatest idea with Nightmare Pain, but it is what he's going for. And that's
And that's it. Mark
Dom-
is moving on.